So the Kerry Intermediate Football semi-final over the weekend was incredibly dramatic. Fossa eventually beat Austin Stacks, who were county champions at senior level just a couple of years ago, on penalties, 3-2. And this was after a draw of 21 points apiece. David Clifford doing David Clifford things. He scored 13 points, 10 of them from play. I'm sure Austin Stacks had an idea who he was before the game. And still in all, he does what he does. That clutch score he got at the end where he did the 1-2 driving solo, knocked it over, running away from the goals. Just like at that stage of the game, he's played the guts of 80 minutes, and he still finds a way to get it done. That sent it to penalties. And to be fair, their goalkeeper was a bit of the hero of the hour there. Let me just double check what his name was again. The goalkeeper. You have a little comment there.
It's a bit of a joke what Clifford is doing every weekend, and it's great that Clubber are broadcasting these games, and everyone gets to see that point. Like that would up until COVID, we'd only hear about that, or we'd be, and it's great stuff from Radio Kerry and that, and the commentaries and that. But it's great to actually see it, and as you say, like. Foster were coming up against a team here that were beaten in a Munster club final by the Bars by a score in 2021. Like, the Stacks are a powerhouse, and the Stacks were probably provisional favourites for the All-Ireland Intermediate Club Championship. Foster were junior last year, and now all of a sudden they're within 60 minutes of being senior. Like, it is remarkable. And I know we'll talk about David plenty, but Paddy was unbelievable, and his breaking runs and the speed of him. But for Clifford to kick 10 from play and to score that one, I love the build up to that clutch score at the end. And his teammates, and I love this in a team where they know how good he is. There's no ego about them. They're just trying to get him the ball. They're doing everything possible to get him the ball. It's brilliant. They know that he's the one. If they're going to get the penalties and get a chance to win the game, they need to get the ball to him. And in fairness to him, he's making all sorts of probing runs out around the 65, and he eventually gets the yard. I think there's 3 on top of him. And it's just an absolutely unbelievable score. And you could see when the penalties were over, just what it meant to him. Like whatever about winning All Irelands with Kerry, and you'll always say it, whatever you win with your club is like there's no comparison. And if they were to win an intermediate crown with Kerry, it'd be a remarkable rise. I know he's the best player in the country, and he's go down as one of the best players of all time. But you need more than that, and they clearly have more than that. And they won the league without him this year, I think, without him and Paddy. And the fact that the keeper was the hero, it was someone else that did the business to get them through is unbelievable too.
Yeah, Shane O'Sullivan, actually, he's the hero. There's a Shane O'Sullivan winning county titles with Ballygunner, but Shane O'Sullivan here. And so he made a few penalty saves at one end. At the other end, Austin Stacks decided to take off goalkeeper Michael Tansley and put in Wayne Guthrie, who's the former Kerry FC goalkeeper. Now, he made one great save. But, that was an interesting decision to go full Louis van Gaal when he brought on Tim Krul for that World Cup semi-final a few years ago. Was it 2018, maybe 2014, whichever it was. But that's an interesting decision as well, especially within a small town. Well, Tralee's not that small, but within a town situation. One thing, Louis van Gaal, who doesn't care what anyone thinks about anything. But another thing here, where it's a small town and you're like, it's a fair gamble to make, isn't it? And you couldn't say that it didn't pay off. They lost it, but he made a penalty save. No one knows what would have happened if the other goalkeeper had to stay in there, but it's a fair decision to make.
Yeah, it is a fair decision. I don't know if it was maybe something that was agreed beforehand or something like that, if it did go to that stage. But it's kind of ironic maybe that the fella in the other goal, Shane O'Sullivan, who's not a soccer goalkeeper or doesn't play with Kerry FC, was the hero in the wind-up. But it's gas, and this is the effect that David Clifford has on us all and the GA, the fact that, there's a Kerry club football final at the weekend that had its fair share of drama, but it's all about David Clifford. It's all about Fossa, really. And they are, I don't know if you saw, there was a brilliant clip of, I'm not 100% sure where the two lads were, but they were following the game on Radio Kerry, two guys from Fossa, and there's the young fella about 35 years old, and his dad is cleaning a countertop behind him, listening to the penalties. He couldn't even look at the radio. It's not like they had the match on telly. He couldn't even look at the radio. Then all of a sudden the penalty is saved and he turns around and he's delighted. But it's just it's unbelievable the rise that Fossa have made, and Stacks were the favourites for the championship, so they've done one leg of the hardest work that they need to do. They just need to go and finish the job now.
And a question here from ML89. Who has more county medals, Shane or Bernie?
Senior.
Yeah.
I have 4.
I have 5.
Ooh! Here, this is terrible. My first 4 years at Borough, we won county titles and haven't won one since.
Your first 4 years you won them?
Yeah, 5 to 8. And haven't won one since. And Leinster thrown in there as well, but I haven't won one since. And I'm not going to win a senior at this stage either now because I'm not involved anymore.
We had to drag that out of you that you won a Leinster as well.